Hold on. I'm gonna go. There we go. I'm on the stream. Well, this is the new studio for King Geo. I took the downstairs apartment. My kids have their own room. I'm in my little. This is just. I didn't think about it as a studio before, but being that my wife is doing her thing upstairs with Cricket, and she took me out of the office up there, so I'm doing it here now. I figured that it's not being used, right? So I would show you the place, but I don't want to creepy crawly. So I'm gonna have the green room here. It'll fit here perfect. I have the light that's gonna hit me here. I don't have that. I don't have that. I have another computer. I have another laptop here, and soon I'm going to do work from home. So I'm not gonna say which company. So I think I was gonna do the upstairs in the living room, but I figured this is being much more because down here is much more relaxing. I mean, there's not so much noise. This is the basement. This is an apartment downstairs in the basement, and the kids have their rooms. They all the time they're working. They work different shifts, but they're mostly working at the same time. So anyway, so this is my first time doing this down here. So I was just checking the internet, and the internet looks pretty good down here. Which I probably, if I do have a, if I do when I do start working from home, I think I'm gonna have to have a business internet down here because I have to have Ethernet and I have to have the internet to come straight to the the computer. That's the only thing about this company that what I'm working with, they don't give you your computer. But anyway, so I want to talk briefly before I leave because I'm going to go see the Mets game. Um, Alabama's trying to pass the same bill that Florida did, the Say No Gay bill. I haven't read too much into the bill because I don't, I don't, I don't read stupid stuff by stupid people, and it's unfortunate that the census is doing this, and other states are following. And it's a shame because from my understanding is that you cannot teach kids which to a point I understand you don't want to teach kids kindergarten, third grade, or I mean kindergarten, pre-K. You don't want to teach them anything about and I'm going to be honest about anything about other than male and female because they're young. You don't see a 2 gay-year-old or a 3 gay-year-old or 4 gay-year-old. So you don't need to teach them that there. But what I want them, what this bill does is that sometimes it takes kids to coming out and telling who they are because they're afraid of what people may say. Now, this being said, you people are letting DeSantis and the woman, the mayor, the governor of Alabama, the one that Burt, whatever her name is, you're saying that outright are being taken away, right? Which never will be. But yet you guys follow these people. You guys follow these people. You guys follow what they believe. Don't you have a mind of your own? Don't you have a mind that you can say that if your son or daughter is gay, your son or daughter can come to you and say, Mom, Dad, I'm gay? And you're going to shun them out because the law says so? Or I'm going to shun you out because God didn't make Adam and Eve. I mean, Adam and Steve. He made Adam and Eve. Are you going to shun your son or daughter because of that? Because you believe, because one man, the Pope, and I'm talking about Catholics, said that men and women are supposed to be men and women, and there's not supposed to be any gays. Whoever said that? God created the world. God created men in his image. People learn that. God created men in his image. And who are we? Who are we to say, who are we to say, you're not better than me because you're gay? It's stupid. So when you see a bill like that, to say the no say gay bill, it's just ridiculous. This is why I love God, because God gave me a mind to think of my own. I read the Bible, I come to the Bible to my understanding. All right, if you're gay, then you're gay. I'm not going to sit down and say, you know what, the Bible says this, and that has nothing to do with being a Republican. That has nothing to do with being a Democrat. That has nothing to do with being a Christian. That has nothing to do with being. That's just me. That's who I am. But the Bible says, and God says, we are all created equal, and we are all created equal. Now, if that's a sin, then that's between God and that person. You know how many people have gotten shunned out their homes because they're gay? You know how many people that gotten shot and killed because they're gay? Because society says it's a sin. Society says it's not the right thing to do. Because men grow up their boys and tell them, you're supposed to be a man. Men don't cry. You're supposed to like girls. And they grow up with their daughters. Well, you're lesbian. You can't do this. You're supposed to like guys. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. You're letting a man, DeSantis, and the governor of Alabama dictate your thought. You're letting a pope dictate your thought. You were not born a racist. You were not born not knowing that that boys cannot play with boys and girls cannot play with. You were not born that way. That's something that your parents taught you, and you took that upon yourself, and you indoctrinated that within yourself. I thank God that my mother never taught us that. My mother taught us we are all equal, and my mother was a hardcore Catholic, but she just never followed that. It never followed that. So when you have all these. Think about it. These are the people who are going to be running for president in 2024. You have DeSantis is going to run for president. You have Ted Cruz is going to run for president. Maybe Marco Rubio is going to run again for president. These are the people who are going to run for president of the United States of America. Okay. Now, mind you, and this is very, very interesting, and I'm going to have to let you guys go. And I might put it on YouTube later on if I find it. But yesterday I saw a video where yours truly, not me, your truly loved president, Donald Trump, said that he is pro-choice. He does not like the abortion law at all. I'm telling you, I saw this yesterday. I was stunned. Maybe from 20 years ago or 18 years ago. But that's not the point. The point is that here he goes, he's advocating for abortion. He's advocating, but 20-some years ago, he was not saying those words. People can change their mind when you're 5 or 6 or 7 years old, or something dramatic happened to your life. He's like, well, you know what? I don't think like that anymore. But we know Donald Trump barely changes his mind. But when he said that he's against that he doesn't like abortion, that he's pro-choice. I mean, he wants you to make your choices, and then to turn around 20 years later and say, we're going to take that right away from you. You don't have the right to decide what you cannot do with your body. You cannot. That's what they are telling you. It's embarrassing. And then all you guys follow the right wing. You guys follow the left wing. Oh, Donald Trump this, or Biden is this and Biden. But you guys don't think for yourselves. I want to know on this video, on my next video, I want you to know, because I did a poll and a lot of people said they're going to vote Republican for the midterms. What has a Republican done in all these years? I'm 50 years old. What has a Republican done that has affected you in a good way? The only thing that I can say that affected you in a good way, if you're a businessman, is a tax cut. Because a lot of people in 2017 who had a lot of business, who had business, reaped at the benefit of the tax cut. And so did the employees, because 401ks grew. You were able to buy more equipment. You were able to pay more to your employees. But that was it. But that finished this year for the corporate. Now, I mean, for the individual, the corporation is still getting their tax cut, but not you. So what has Donald Trump, or what has the Republican George Bush, Ronald Reagan, Nixon? I can't say Nixon. I wasn't alive at that time. But what has Ronald Reagan, Bush, Donald Trump has done for this country? You can say, yeah, he did good. What? Recession? You can say, oh, we were with Donald Trump. We weren't at war. We're still not at war. We're not at war. So I would like to know, can you guys tell me when I do my next video, what is it that is infatuation about the Republican Party that has done nothing to make this country great? I'll tell you this much, though. If the Republicans and the Democrats were to join forces together and they unite, you may not agree in a lot of things or certain things, but you can agree what's good for the country or what you think is good, because you have to understand one thing though. These people are old in the Senate. They're in their 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm 50, but I'm more of a, I can tell you what a 20-year-old wants. I can tell you what a 30-year-old, I can tell you what that generation wants, because I grew up in a society where basically that was 50 years ago, but I grew up knowing what people really truly want, because I grew up in a poor neighborhood. Okay. I cannot sit here and watch a senator who's a doctor, all right, who's a doctor, tell me what the people want. I cannot sit there doing that. Rand Paul is one of them. I cannot sit there and let you dictate me and tell me that you're worth $20 million. You're going to tell me what I want. That's called for the Democrats too. If you're a lawyer, you're going to sit there as a lawyer and you're going to go in the Senate, you're going to tell me what you think is best for me? No. But if you get people who have come from the poorest of the poor and work their way up, right? They know what the poor want. They know what we need. All right? Those are the people that I would vote for. But I'm not going to vote for no 60-year-old man who's a millionaire, who's never worked a day in his life. He's going to tell me this is what we need. You don't. Because you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. And that's the truth. You know, and the Republican Party has always been for the rich. I'm sorry to say that. They've always been for the rich. They've never been for you. Now, but the funny thing is that the Republican Party tells you, like I said in the video the other day, tells you don't get an abortion, tells you pro-life, but yet when you have this child because you're a 15-year-old girl and you can't afford this child, and you can't afford to feed it, then the Republican Party says you cannot go on welfare. Don't do that. Don't get Section 8. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. They try to shun you away from every program there is, but they wanted you to have that baby. People who are pro-life, who are saying you can always abort, I mean, you can always give your child up. It's not easy, number one. Number two, these people have never, how many people have you seen who are pro-life have adopted somebody, a child, or even fostered? Ask them, have you ever fostered a child? If you're so pro-life, why aren't you out there fostering a kid? Why aren't you out there giving these kids a life, bringing them into your home and try to make something out of, try to make someone out of these young men and women? Why haven't you done that? Here you are, you're so pro-life, but yet I don't see you running to an adopted, to a foster, and you say, you know what? I want to foster a child. You don't see that. You see them run to foster a dog or a cat, or to adopt a dog or a cat. But you don't see them vehemently going to foster care and saying, I want to foster a child. But yet they scream and yell and say, it's pro-life. You can't have it both ways. You know? You don't know, people don't know what it is to be raped, and then having watched, and you see that child, your child, grow up, and who's my dad? Or what am I? My dad's a rapist. My dad, come on, it doesn't make any. The woman should not go through that, you know. And anyway, that's just me. I'm saying I'm pro-life and I'm pro-choice. You know, a woman should be responsible for what she's doing, for her actions. It's always so is the man. You know, if you're check this out, and the woman always pay for it. If you're gonna go after the woman because she had an abortion, right? Then you go after the man that got her pregnant. Simple as that. If you're gonna go after the woman that's having an abortion, go after the man who got her pregnant.